kusema. Lakini mwanamke kwa siku zwaba yule. Mimi nikitoka kwenda kazini kumbe naye utoka.
Nikiwa sina, mimi wenda kwa shambra. Nikamwambia nikopeshe nazi niuze.
Wenda kwa nani?
Kwa shambra. Ana nikopesha nazi.
Ushamalizwa wewe.
Motorist precautions. Drive smart, stay alive. Do not drive through flooded roads. The water may be deeper than it looks. Park vehicles on higher ground to avoid damage. Keep headlights on in heavy rain for visibility. Listen to traffic advisories and reroute early. In case of emergency, call the numbers on your screen.
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima tunatafuna karoti, kisha kukaanga kitunguu.
Ukulima haichagui umri. Wazee siku hizi hata ndio wamekuja zaidi kwa ukulima. Gen Z tafadhali tuamuke. Ukulima ni kitu bora. Ni kazi chafu lakini pesa iko huku. Huku ofisi ni huku. Sisi tu ofisi ndio huku yetu.
Ungana nasi Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Well, it is exactly at the top of the hour. Welcome to KBC's Lunchtime News. You're just in time for the latest here in the country and beyond our borders. My name is Abdiaziz, Hashim, the sign language interpreter. At the bottom end of the screen is Byron Abuli. Talk to us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. And quickly, we want to take you live to Kitui. Following that, particular leaders from Kitui and Garissa counties have signed a peace accord that has seen normalcy return in the bordering areas and the opening of blocked roads. This is after a conflict between Garissa camel herders and Kitui farmers erupted, leaving 15 people from both communities dead this week. The conflict was further escalated by killing of a grade 7 learner in Kitui by alleged camel herders. However, the camel owner who was arrested in Nairobi County is said to have agreed to compensate for the life lost. Our reporter Giverson Mine is currently in Ukasi, Kitui County, where he joins us now live. Giverson, good afternoon. If you can hear me, what is the latest from that particular end?
And good afternoon, Abdi Hashim from KBC at the Broadcasting House. I am in a place called Ukasi. This is just about 60 kilometers from Mwingi and about 135 kilometers to the other way side of the Garissa town. And here at Ukasi is where the communities and the national government administration officials are sitting behind me in a peace meeting. This is after a conflict that erupted between the farmers in Kitui County and the camel herders in Garissa County. They had a conflict and about 15 people have been killed. And another incident of a grade 7 learner was killed in a place called Kadhungu. We are going to visit that particular place at a later time. But here, without even wasting much time, I want to speak with a local here who is a senior citizen and a member of this community, Dr. Caxton Munyoki, just to tell us what has been ongoing here. Karibu sana daktari, and thank you so much for making your time. There has been a conflict here, but what is the situation currently?
Oh, well, now I can speak with certainty that the situation is calm now. People are really going about their own chores, and the transportation is resumed. There's no problem now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you had told me earlier that the leaders of Kitui and Garissa counties, these are the governors of both counties, a day before yesterday, they came at a place called, Ngoni, and they signed a peace accord. Can we confirm that now we have a peace accord between these two counties?
Well, let me start by saying I'm quite happy, and I want to thank the governor for Kitui, Dr. Malombe, and the governor for Garissa, Jama, because they led a delegation of the security personnel from their respective counties, and both counties came up with a situation of calming the locals. An agreement was reached where both sides accepted their mistakes had been done, and that normalcy had to be restored. And this was, to me, a Solomonic decision. We want to thank them for that.
But the locals here in Kitui are still bitter. You know, maybe the anger will go away with time, but they're still so bitter. They say the members of this community have been arrested by police because of, the looting. But the members of, people who are alleged to have done these arsonist attacks on the other side of Garissa have not been arrested.
Well, it's obvious that when you get a situation which is as fluid as it was, I mean, the locals feel that once bitten, twice shy. I mean, it has happened before, and they have been promised that the situation will be calm, but they keep on being suspicious. However, they are very positive, and the leaders have done a fantastic job of calming them down. And this time, I can foresee a lasting solution by people getting to accept, to forgive, and to forge forward. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And finally, from me, Daktari, this meeting, one of the challenges here will be to sustain this peace deal that we have between these two counties. This will be the biggest challenge. Do you think, is this the right track? Are we in the right track now? These peace barazas, peace meetings, are we going, do you think they will sustain this peace accord?
Well, it's my honest opinion that we are moving the correct direction, because we had to start with the senior county managers sitting down and agreeing on the strategies. Way forward now is all the villages around the border. People will have to sit down and agree to forgive each other and forge a unity, because you see, well, it's already done. The mistakes have been done, but there must be a future. People can not live in uncertainty and confusion. They have to forge for a living. The situation is that I think the way of getting the people to own up to the situation of peacemaking is the best way forward. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Daktari. And that is Caxton Munyoki. Of course, he's a former managing director at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, and he's talking to us about what is going on here. And if I'll let you, my camera person Alvin, to show you the pictures. These are local area members here in Ukasi. And of course, they're coming here, and what they're waiting is they're waiting for the area regional or the area DCC to come and address them. And on the other side, you will see the area chiefs and the assistant chiefs. They are waiting there for their boss to come and address this particular meeting. And so this is where we are. And just a few meters from where I am standing is the road, Mwingi Garissa Road. And I tell you, when that child, grade 7 child was killed, that road was barricaded, and there was the transport corridor was cut off between Garissa and going all the way to Nairobi. So there was nothing much going on here. The bus from the Garissa were cut from the other side. They had to stop because of the violence, and of course a fire was lit here, and nothing was going on. But now things have returned to normalcy, and of course after this I'm going to visit the area of a place called Kadhungi and to try and get in touch with the mother of that child who was killed and tell me how they've been able to, of course, move on after the killing of her child. Back to you, Abdi, Hashim in studio.
Well, thank you so much. That is our very own Giverson Miner currently in Kitui. We'll be telling you how that particular meeting will progress, and of course visiting the family that has just lost a grade 7 learner. We'll be telling you more in our subsequent bulletins. Still in connection to the Kitui-Garissa clashes, burial preparations are underway for the 7 people who were killed in an attack at the Kwakamari area in Tseikuru, Mwingi North constituency, Kitui County. This even as non-locals in Garissa County are calling out a section of the political class for inciting violence instead of calling for peaceful coexistence after the killings in Garissa and Mwingi.
Following the death of 7 people during an attack in Tseikuru, burial plans are underway, with families of the deceased grappling with the harsh reality of a life without their loved ones. Graves are being prepared, and a memorial service is set to be held at Tseikuru Primary School in the coming week.
Kuna askari wa polisi ya pasa kama 20 na kuna wale wengine pale kuja uone KSU tumewacha pale 30 waweze kusaidia.
They put a mechanism so that we can have a lasting solution to the problem.
The residents are urging the government to address the issues of insecurity in the area, even as more security officers are being deployed.
Tukae na Wasomali vile tulikuwa tunakaa kitambo na tutaendesha biashara zetu pamoja.
Mtu akifanya makosa aweze kuchukuliwa hatua peke yake, sio community ama kabila.
Separately, non-locals in Garissa County are calling out the political class over what they are calling incitement of communities against each other after the death of a taxi driver and the bandit attack in Tseikuru. The community says the leaders ought to use their position to push for peace instead of dividing people on tribal lines. The community leaders further raised issue with the laxity in investigations into the killings both in Garissa and Kitui counties, saying the authorities need to step up their efforts. This is far reporting for Lunchtime News.
And of course, we'll have more for you in our subsequent bulletins and in regarding to those Tseikuru killings. Also, we'll be keeping tabs of our very own Giverson Miners in that particular region, and we'll be filing also a report in our subsequent bulletins. Now, come back to this particular issue of the Labour Day. The Secretary General of the Central Organization of Trade Unions, that is KOTU boss Francis Atwoli, has dismissed a section of media reports that the 12% wage increment announced by President William Ruto during the Labour Day celebrations in Vihiga County yesterday was for the minimum wage. The KOTU boss clarified that the increment was on general wages and will increase the earning of every Kenyan worker, including those in the agriculture sector, whose minimum wage was increased by 15%. Atwoli noted that the country's economy was on an upward trajectory, urging employers to implement the wage hike. He at the same time lauded President Ruto's administration for cushioning Kenyan workers against the rising cost of living.
The 12th wage increase, it was not minimum wage increase. It was general wage increase. And you had the president himself announcing there is difference between minimum wage and general wage increase. 15% was a minimum wage for the agricultural workers. Their salary minimum was raised by 15%. But overall, Kenyans, including those whom 15% has been raised up, including you and me. There are some people, the way they were employed, they are still with the same salary for 20, 30 years. So we want to thank the government of President William Samoei Ruto for having decided that Kenyans need, a Kenyan worker require better terms and conditions of service supported by a higher wage increase, and that is 12%. Even me, court is going to increase my salary by 12%.
Elsewhere, the tensions is brewing between Kisumu teachers affiliated to the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, and a section of members of Parliament in the Lakeside County. The teachers are led by their branch executive secretary general, that is George Osura, and the chairperson, that is Robert Ogaja, are accusing Kisumu East and Nyando MPs of repeatedly scolding teachers, thereby affecting their work morale. They are specifically aggrieved by recent remarks by the Kisumu East legislator, that is Shakil Shabir, where the MP had accused some teachers of immorality and mishandling learners. The legislator, however, says the remarks were taken out of context. The teachers have threatened to take to the streets on Friday next week if the MP does not recant his remarks.
I'm actually saddened by the utterances from the MP. This is so demeaning to our profession. We demand an apology. This is so demeaning to the teaching fraternity. Teachers are professionals, and the MP should know better. We demand an apology, and as the ES has said, we demand for that list. The teachers that she's saying are molesting students, molesting people, we demand for that list.
And we all know that the teachers are the surrogate of middle-class morality, that we are linking the low class and the high class in this society. And when we can see this in discipline, this disrespect to us, then it is now us now to come up and defend our teachers.
If he fails to do this, then I'm already warning the entire county that on Friday, with my team, we are going to mobilize all our teachers, and more so teachers from Kisumu East, so that we have the mother of demonstrations within Kisumu County, and that is within the Kisumu town.
It is exactly 12 minutes past the hour. Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more, including sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all. We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
It is very important to guard your relationship.
And for your health.
Someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It's in stages.
We've got you covered each and every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Every Wednesday, it's all about the viewpoint.
A day in politics is like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you insights and getting you ready for your day.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Entertainment Thursday, it is.
Good morning, Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good morning, Kenya. Every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
Myself, Queen Martin.
My name is Queen Mary.
I met this girl at Nairobi, and I saw a very beautiful girl.
Nilikuwa naona kijana akinichokoza, naona mimba direct, hata kama sijafanya kitu. So he told me, will you marry me? Nilikuwa naenda kutoa mizigo, vitu zangu zote, ahamisha akapeleka kwake. That's what I got married. That is how I got married. It's good to legalize your marriage, by the way. Wacha kukaa kama kufulizwa.
Since we got our second born, she goes through with a lot of pain for almost 1.5 years.
Kienda 1 week anakuja kama nimemiss.
I have been seeing her growing. Now she is there to support my business.
Dua nani guduwe tuduane wedoge sama.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We continue with more news where Migori County Referral Hospital has received a consignment of medical supplies worth over 3 million shillings from the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority. The hospital medical superintendent, Dr. Dulcie Nyagilo, says that the delivery is a part of the ongoing efforts to strengthen stock levels and ensure uninterrupted service delivery at the facility. She dismissed as unfounded the criticism of the shortage of staff and essential medical supplies in the facility, with the county government reiterating its commitment to improving healthcare delivery and maintaining transparency in its operations.
This facility has seen tremendous expansion, and due to that and also the specialized services and the quality services we offer here, we have come from a position where we are admitting an average of 20 patients a day. Currently we do admit about 50 patients a day.
We have increased our maternity theatre. We have a new maternity theatre that is well equipped and has all the commodities that are needed for operations to be done. And this one has really helped in terms of reducing the number of waiting for surgeries to be done, and also has reduced the waiting time of patients to be taken to theatre.
In the last two recruitments, we have been able to recruit 153 healthcare workers, and even this recruitment process, which is ongoing, being done by the County Public Service Board, we are also going to onboard more healthcare workers.
At least 60 community health promoters and healthcare providers in Kisumu County have undergone a comprehensive 2-week capacity building on sickle cell disease management. The training is part of an elaborate program by the government and partners to promote screening for sickle cell for early detection. The 3-year program also seeks to strengthen support systems for sickle cell disease patients as one of the counties with a high sickle cell disease burden in the country. Kisumu received a donation of a gazelle sickle cell screening machine to improve response outcomes.
Extend the diagnostic of sickle cell disease, and this will be possible via the organization of screening of sickle cell disease, the organization of awareness campaign.
We'll be identifying families that are really struggling to buy hydroxyurea. Hydroxyurea is not within reach, but part of our advocacy work is to make sure that hydroxyurea can also be found anywhere in any of the clinics. One of the things we did is to make sure it's also included in the SHA.
And we are looking forward to offer quality healthcare for the sicklers, and of course make sure that they live a quality life.
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta has dismissed calls for him to keep off politics, insisting that he remains firmly in charge of the Jubilee Party and will defend his party to the end. Speaking through a phone call to Jubilee supporters who attended the homecoming ceremony of a Jubilee Secretary General, that is Moitalel Ole Kenta, Uhuru pushed back against critics, urging him to retire from politics.
Retire fully. Speaking via phone during the homecoming ceremony of Jubilee Party Secretary General, Uhuru drew comparison with retired presidents who are still engaging in politics, vowing to defend his party. Elsewhere, a section of Mount Kenya leaders have vowed to push for a larger share in government should the current administration secure victory in the next general election. The leaders, led by Mwangi Kionjori, said the region would push for half of government share, similar to other parties in the broad-based administration.
Wale tuko ndani ya serikali ya William Samoei Ruto na wale tuko ndani ya Mlima Kenya,
kula yetu hata kama itakuwa 30% itakuwa mingi kuliko yenu. Our 30% ni mingi kuliko yenu. Kwa hivyo kama mnaomba serikali nusu, sisi tukatiwe nusu na tuongezee nusu ingine juu. Na hiyo ndio siasa ambayo iko. Wale tuko ndani ya serikali tuheshimiane huko ndani.
And the National Liberal Party is demanding that the government pays 5 million shillings each to each of the 14 bereaved family in Mwingi North for what it calls a state failure to protect human life.
We are requesting the government that each family that was affected, those who got injured and those who got killed, should be compensated, and the justice system should have their wheels rolling, so that these citizens can also get their justice.
Elsewhere, Homa Bay County Commissioner Ronald Muiwawi has moved to address growing disunity within the Suba community, warning that internal divisions are undermining development and effective service delivery in the region.
We want to demystify all those negative talking that is going on to stop the government from coming here to work for the people. We want the leadership of this area to come together so that we can hasten the construction of the necessary infrastructure to make Sindo the actual head of the Suba people.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Gladys Mongai.
Baringo Senator Kiprono Chemetie is calling on motorcycle operators across the county to exercise caution on the roads amidst rising concerns of accidents involving Boda riders. Kiprono spoke at the Cabernet during the handover of several motorcycles to families of recent victims of a highway accident that claimed the lives of 3 people as a means of cushioning them during the harsh economic times. The senator further urged riders to take the necessary training before going on the road without proper skills.
Government wanafaa kupatana waweke pesa kidogo rasilimali ili waweze kupeleka hii vijana boda driving schools ili waweze kupata uchuzi wa kuendesha mapikipiki barabarani. Naomba vijana wenzangu waweze kutii nidhamu, kuzingatia sheria barabarani.
Cases of ear, nose and throat infections among flower farm workers and children in Naivasha is on the rise in the cases that has been attributed to chemical usage of the farms in cold and dusty conditions around the lakeside town and dumpiness around Lake Naivasha.
We are neighboring Nyandaro, which is a cold place, and we get a lot of allergic rhinitis. We are near the flower farms, and the patients that are coming from that area, they are coming with a lot of chemical reactions, and we are able to treat them in Naivasha. We are also in a water-based region because of the lake, so it's a bit damp, and patients come with a lot of fungal infection of the nose.
We have quite a high prevalence of dental diseases. So beyond the dental fluorosis, which is the major dental issue that we are encountering in Naivasha, that is also coupled with a lot of dental decay and periodontal disease, basically gum disease.
And now finally, let's play. Sofapaka will face Mathare United today at the Kasarani Annex, looking for 3 points to keep alive their slim chances of surviving relegation from the FKF Premier League at the end of the season. Sofapaka are at the bottom of the table on 17 points, and a loss will directly send them down to the National Super League with 4 matches remaining.
Sofapaka will be the first team to be relegated from the FKF Premier League if they fail to beat Mathare United in one of the 3 matches on card today.
Sofapaka, Tafla Joseph Kuloba!
Sofapaka, who won the title on their debut season in the top flight in 2009, have just won 3 matches this season, losing 18 games in the process, and 1 more loss would guarantee them a place in the National Super League next season.
Inatengenezwa kwake Tamasha Simiu upande wa pili huko. Anaitaka Kuloba, anaitaka Javid Lihanda Muzungu. Japheth Lihanda anakorogea viziko vitatu Vasukarivo.
Bidco United are not safe either. They are second from bottom with 23 points, 6 points behind 17th placed Kariobangi Sharks. Bidco have won 4 matches only this season, losing 14 and drawing 11, and they also need to win their next game against Kariobangi Sharks at the Wanguru Stadium to have any chance of surviving the Arcs.
Masharia Joe dhidi ya Ramilaso tena. Nekata Ramilaso bado Joe Irungwe Dhira. Naye Ramilaso mwamuzi anasema ni mkwaju wa penalty.
As it stands, only Muranga still in 11th position is safe, with all the other teams, Mathare United, Posta Rangers, Ulinzi Stars and APS Bomet, in positions 12 to 15 respectively, still in danger of being relegated to the Super League. 2 other matches will be played today. Mara Sugar will host Shabana at the Awendo Green Stadium, while AFC Leopards visit the Ulinzi Complex for a game against hosts Ulinzi Stars. Gor Mahia are still in control of the Premier League on 61 points, 6 points above Leopards, and need just 3 more wins and a draw to seal the title once again, should Leopards win all their remaining matches.
On to the right side, with Duan turning and putting it in the net. It's Jackson Duan.
Abuko Jeremiah stole the spotlight at the K-Fitness Nakuru, delivering a standout performance to clinch victory in the men's category during a thrilling boxing showdown that energized the local sporting community. The high-octane event brought together talented young fighters from Bondeni, London and across Nakuru town west, creating an electric atmosphere as fans filled the venue to witness 5 action-packed bouts. In the women's division, a determined boxer from Uganda emerged victorious after a fiercely contested match, adding an international flair to the competition and raising the level of excitement among spectators. The English Premier League continues this weekend with Arsenal set to take on Fulham. Manchester City will play on Monday at the Merseyside against Everton. We'll see who will remain at the top of the table this weekend. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli. Good afternoon for now.
Msasi, mlongo yuaenda, njoo uongee naye tafadhali.
Hapa ni kwa Mr. Patel.
Hiyo sio jambo la muhimu.
Toka hapa wewe. Unafanya nini hapa? Toka.
Kize vizuri sana. Ukijaribu tu kidogo
utafanya nini?
Ukujua nini?
Ni nini?